the only way you're going to make anyone have a better life. And the Hizmet movement concentrates on education, understands the importance of going into war-torn countries and educating our children. I think that's what the schools that open up across My name is Rene Garcia. I'm a Florida State Senator. I have been in the Florida Senate for 4 years, and prior to that I was in the Florida House of Representatives. I served in the House of Representatives for 8 years, and prior to that I was actually in the City Council in Hialeah. I started my political career roughly at the age of 21 when I ran for the City Council of Hialeah, and now I'm entering my second term as a state senator, and I am the chairman of the Health Appropriations Committee for the state of Florida. The Hizmet movement, the way that I was able to learn about the Hizmet movement was after my visit to Turkey. We were in Turkey for about a week and a half, touring and having different meetings as it relates to trying to develop more commerce and more relationships with the state of Florida. And throughout that trip, we were able to go to discover the Kimsum Yokmo Relief Fund, and through that organization is when I discovered the Hizmet movement. Hizmet movement is a great it's a great movement, and I'll tell you, I wish we had more movements like this one, because it's all about bringing people together. It's about tolerance. It's about love. It's about understanding that we all are different, and we can build on the differences and compassion for each other. It's about being human with one another, and helping those that unfortunately can't help themselves for whatever reason, if it's through a disaster or through no choice of their own. And that's, I think that's what God expects of all of us, is to help your brothers and sisters, and that's what the Hizmet movement, in my eyes, is all about. Well, Mr. Gulen is an incredible man for being able to bring this movement not only in Turkey, but bring it to the world. Very few men have the courage to do something of this nature, and not knowing him personally, I don't know him. I've read his book, and it truly is an inspiration. And this world could use a lot more men like him. Mr. Gulen's most valuable contribution, I would think it's the Kimsum Yokmo Relief Organization. That is an organization that really goes out there across the world and helps individuals in crises, regardless of religion, regardless of where they live. It's a great organization that it really helps those people that are in need and that need it the most. As well, I will look at and think about the schools that have opened up across the world, in particular in Africa, in order to ensure to bring these children together, to understand, not only to educate them, obviously we want to educate them, but to give them that sense of community and give them that sense of moral compass to help one another. I think from my education of Islam and from a conversation with my Islamic friends, Islam is no different than most of the religions across the world that expect good to be done, that expect to help your brother, to help your sister, that believe in charity and mercy. And that's what it does for Islam. It's an education, and it educates the world about the good of Islam, and the people of Islam are good, loving people, no different than me, that I'm a Christian, I'm Catholic. And we have so many things in common, and that's what the movement's about, and that's what we need to let the world know, that our religions are more alike than they are separate, and that's what we're doing. I guess the most important part of the movement, of the Hizmet movement, has been, educating children, not only in the science and maths and languages, but educating them that people from all different types of religions can come together and work together. And that's what this world needs. I don't care if you live in the United States, or you live in Turkey, or you live in Russia or China. We have one planet, and one planet is this planet that we live in. It's called Earth. And we have to be able to understand and love each other and help each other. That's what it's been doing. My thoughts on the emphasis of education on the Hizmet movement is something that, as a legislator, I've always talked about. The only way that you're going to fix society's problems is through education. Here in Florida, we talk about it. We have Republicans and Democrats, two different parties. We have a two-party system in the United States, and here in Florida, and we're always talking about what we need to be doing in order to help the Floridians here in our state. But it's through education. The only way you're going to make anyone have a better life. And the Hizmet movement concentrates on education, understands the importance of going into, war-torn countries and educating our children. And I say our children because it's the world's children. And that's the only way you're going to move someone from a level of ignorance or not knowing to a level of tolerance, is by educating them and letting them make their own opinions. And I think that is just the most valuable thing that we all can do across all borders, is to teach our children, and to teach not only our children, but to teach everyone and give them an education in order so they can be prosperous in their lives. The interfaith activity of the Hizmet movement, I think it's the cornerstone of the movement itself. It's what every faith, every religion should be doing. Every religion should be extending the olive branch to all the different religions across the world and bringing people together just so we could understand each other. The biggest problem that we have in the world right now is that we always try to concentrate on the differences that we have, or on what we don't understand. And by concentrating on what we don't understand, that's what creates the diversity and the radicalisms in all faiths and in all people. So by bringing people of different religions together and having a conversation, that will just start decompressing the pressure, not only in the Middle East or in the United States or in the West, across the world, and that's what we need to start doing. Looking at Kimse Youngmo and what they do across the world, inspiring. I think that's the word that you can use. It's just really inspirational to see what they do. And when I was in Turkey, we had a lot of meetings, and we had a lot of business meetings, and it's great because I want to build relationships with Florida and make sure that we build our economy here as well as Turkey. But I was a little self-serving because I want to build more the Floridian economy. But when we went out to Kimse Youngmo, and I saw the way that they were organized, it was impressive. To see this board this huge TV, and they're monitoring where there are potential conflicts, from earthquakes to storms, and trying to be ready for when something happens, so they can send out the relief and help these organizations and help these people. It's just mind-boggling. I personally, someone that has been involved in healthcare for many years, and through a lot of different non-for-profit organizations or non-governmental organizations in this country, I have never seen an organization so well established and ready to respond at a moment's notice to a crisis. That to me is something that when I came back to the United States, I spoke to a couple of different organizations and gave them that model and concept of how you can monitor through the whole world as it relates to all the different types of natural disasters. It was really, really impressive, and whatever I can do to help the foundation to continue its efforts and its works, I will definitely be there. The criticisms that exist behind the Hizmet movement, those that say that it's too good to be true, it's because they don't know the movement. They don't know the movement that I know, or the movement that I've been witness to. What I've seen, it has been nothing but charitable organization that is out to help those that can't help themselves, help the less fortunate, educate individuals across not only a certain region but across the world. The reason they criticize the movement is because they're scared of the movement. And why are they scared of the movement? Because again, through education, you can raise any society up. Doesn't matter if you're in South America, the United States, or in the Middle East, or in China. Education is the key. And a lot of our leaders are fearful of having a populace or the people being educated. And that's what the movement does. That's the only criticism that I think that they fear of the movement itself. Bringing people, having folks that have tolerance for other religions, understand different religions, different cultures, bringing people together. That's the only thing that everyone else fears. And these are leaders and political folks that fear of having the world coming together and living together in peace and harmony, because that way they can't control us. What could be the areas to improve, that the Hizmet movement can improve? The only thing that I would say is to get the message out there more. Let the people know exactly what we're doing. Let the people understand what Hizmet is all about. It's just more on the issue of awareness. So as more people know about Hizmet, more people, I would believe, will follow and invest and make sure that the movement grows.
Because of the professionalism of the Hizmet relief and charitable organizations, now we are proud to say we are seeing Muslims at their best, providing the best quality professional service to help victims of natural disasters around the world.
In my view, the most important aspects of Mr. Gulen and the Hizmet movement to the common good is the aspiration of serving others. We call it here in the United States selflessness.